momentarily. Thank you. our gallery and to the viewing public. The chair will now call this first day, fourth regular session to order, Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024. And if we can please rise for a moment of silence. Thank you, members. At this time, I recognize the clerk to call the roll.
Representative Adda,
Yeah.
Representative Odon, Representative Fato,
Present.
Senator Babauta,
Presente.
Representative Benavente,
Yeah.
Representative Kamatsu Angelo,
Present.
Representative Kamatsu Diego,
Present.
Representative Kamatsu Joel, Representative Kamatsu Vicente,
Present.
Representative Castro,
Stigat.
Senator De Leon Guerrero,
Here.
Representative Flores Joseph, Representative Flores Marisa,
Present.
and Senator Magofnia,
Present.
Representative Maglonia,
Present.
Representative Omar,
Present.
Representative Probst, Chairman Sablan,
Estigat.
Representative Villa Gomez,
Present.
Representative Yang Tamay,
Nyangi.
Representative Yumu, Representative Joa Komatsu, Representative Flores Joseph, Representative Probst, Representative Yumu. Mr. Chairman, there are 17 members present, 4 members absent.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. With 17 members present, we have duly established a quorum. Please take note that Representative Ralph Yumo, Representative Joel Camacho, Representative Joseph Flores, Representative Edwin Probst
No.
are hereby excused. So moving along in our order of business, we are now at item B, reading and approval of the journal. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have one SNILD Journal number 2316, first day, 5th special session dated June 2024.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And at this time, I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Chairman and members. I offer a motion to adopt SNILD Journal 23-156, first day, 5th special session, dated June 20th, 2024. So moved.
There is a motion for the adoption of SNILD Journal 23-16, and it has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Ready? All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion adopted. Moving along, we are now on item C, public comments, and at this time, the podium is open for anyone here, members of the public who wishes to make comments. Please do so. Please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Buenos dias. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, a member of this local delegation body. My name is Ramon Camacho. I'm the mayor for the municipality of Saipan. Mr. Chairman and member, I'm here to support the House Local Bill 23-45 to allow cannabis manufacturing processing for conditional use within certain zoning district. Let's take a look and see how we can make it identical as the poker, away from the school zone, away from the residentials. I support that if that's the intent of this to rezoning and conditional use of district area. So again, that's the concern of this cannabis manufacturing. The other thing I support the other bill is the House Local Bill 23-46 to allow the furniture store in the certain zoning district. Yes, it's very important because the island's so big, the precinct is so big and distant from one furniture store to another, and it's convenient for the resident in particular district area or precinct area on this type of business in our community. The other bill is the House Local Bill 23-56 to reappropriate the $120,000 uh, for this business unit. I support that bill. The fourth one is to appropriate the 2.5 from revenue collected pursuant to the Saipan Local Law 11-2. I strongly support the medical referral. All of us, we're facing our constituents, the family members of our people that were sent off island for medical purposes. Yes, I see the hardship on this thing, and let's work and assist the medical referral on this matter. Uh, Almost every week, Mr. Chairman and member of this body, I don't know if you guys realize, but every week somebody dying in our community, and there's another pressing issues that the mayor's, forthcoming to meet with you in reference to public cemetery here in our island. Again, a lot of people are coming to my attention. The cemetery in Chalancono is fully loaded. Tanapak is also coming up. So there's one public cemetery that is still, pending to polish it up, the Marpi public cemetery. I don't know if you guys are aware of that public cemetery, but the public cemetery in Marpi, there's about 2,500 crypts that already been buried down. So each crypt's good for two body, which is double deck. So that's times two, that's become 5,000, to be buried in Marpi area. So again, that's so important, Mr. Chairman, and member of this body, that we work together on this so we can open that public cemetery in Marpi. The appropriation also on this, the future for the local generating revenue, to please consider the municipality of Saipan to increase the funding to the municipality of Saipan, Mr. Chairman, not just for the operation, but the equipments. The mayor's covering the entire island, as I promised you, all local delegation, that the mayor would do the dirty work, because that's the mayor's responsibility in the community area, and to work closely with you, so we can promote a safe community, safe village, and a clean island. So again, Mr. Chairman, please, and member of this body, consider the next local appropriation for the municipality of Saipan, because right now the mayor is struggling on the wear and tear on the equipments. Probably some of you witnessed the mayor, the village initiative cleanup in our community. And I'll be meeting with the public health to see the result of that village initiative cleanup. What I heard that the health rating is dropping down in that village. Probably all of us, even myself, I don't realize that, those are contributing to our health, the dirtiness within the residential area. So again, the mayor is really working hard to removing those junk cars and also those scrap metals around the residentials. And after that initiative cleanup, we're creating a task force to do a village inspection after that initiative in every precinct area in here in Saipan. With this, Mr. Chairman, this is all the statement. I think my written testimony is submitted to your office. And again, let's all work together. Zusmasi.
Thank you, Mayor RB Camacho. The podium is still open. Please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Buenas, amaga umogaan, lesser muamoy, todos, sizus masi guahu si Francis Sablon, guahu I directoran I Marianas Alliance of non-governmental organizations, also known as MANGO. MANGO is very grateful to the legislature for the support that the legislature has given us and our members. With this appropriation, House Bill 23-62, it would basically help us help our community, especially in keeping the costs down for the services that we provide to the nonprofit community. This funding also will provide discounted memberships for our members. Right now, with the help of the Administration for Native American, we were able to give free membership to 101 organizations out of 150 that has registered with us. And so because the funding source has stopped, we finished it up within the past 3 years. We are trying to sustain ourselves, and we needed to go out as of next year in January and start charging for membership fees. But with your funding, we're able to at least give a discounted rate to our members. We will also provide, and I'm sorry, I'm using my cell phone and I just pressed one too many. We'll also continue to help strengthen the nonprofit community and our economy, and try to make their future bright. And so with this, we can also provide workshops. We had the Lemai May Incubator Project within the first 3 years that we were in operation, and this is our 4th year. We were able to provide board development to organizations every year within that past 3 years. And after the funding source was depleted, we were able to continue serving our community. And so the funds that we will be receiving from this body will help continue that effort and provide board development for our nonprofit organizations, especially the new ones that are coming in. We can also provide program development services for at least 10 projects over the next 12 months. If an organization has a project idea, for instance, we can help them prepare to turn it into a grant application. So those are the services that we provide to our members. And so it is not a quick fix or an easy path to go, but the future of the nonprofit organizations in the CNMI is building up and is strengthening. This funding will contribute to our community's health, as the mayor mentioned, and well-being and with each other. So Mango vows to be a good steward of your appropriation. We ensure that funds are used equitably and managed with the highest integrity. Sizu usmasi, atahinehi nihatihan, hilisaw.
Thank you, Ms. Francis Sablon. The podium is still open. Any member of the public wishes to make comments? Okay. There happens to be no more public comments. We move along on our order of business. We are now on item. Okay, go ahead. Please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Dorsha Moreno. I'm with the CNMI Women's Association. Dear Chairman Sablon and esteemed members of the SNILD Committee, on behalf of the CNMI Women's Association, I request your vital support for an allocation of money to our association. This essential funding will enable CWA to sustain our impactful programs, including the Women Entrepreneurial Project, and maintain our daily operations. Our operations provide crucial social services such as education and training opportunities, mentorship, advocacy, outreach, and referrals. These initiatives are central to our commitment to empowering women and fostering their leadership in our community, especially following the discontinuation of support under the American Rescue Plan Act. Since its inception on April 13, 2011, CWA has been a beacon of hope and a catalyst for change. It is committed to uplifting women and enabling them to thrive as leaders and visionaries within the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Our mission is driven by a deep-seated belief in the power of women to shape their futures and create lasting impact within their communities. And your support to our organization is, we are very thankful. The continuation of these pivotal programs hinges on the support of the SNILD committee. By investing in CWA, you are investing in the future of women who will drive innovation, leadership, and community development. Your contribution will empower women to overcome barriers, realize their potential, and make a profound difference in their lives and the lives of those around them. We respectfully request that you approve the allocation of the monies to enable us to advance our mission and continue our vital work. Together, we can create a future where every woman has the opportunity to succeed and lead with confidence. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Moreno. And if you wish to submit your written comments, please submit it to our Sergeant at Arms. Are there anyone here in the members of, please proceed. The podium is still open. Please state your name for the record.
Hafade Tiro Rananim. Mr. Chairman, prestigious delegation members. My name is Owen Cholome, President of the Archuk Cinema Association. I come before you today to humbly ask for your support of the first annual FSM Independence Day. I, along with the steering committee for this upcoming event, believe this would be an opportunity for not only our young generation, but also for the whole community to learn, connect, and appreciate more customs and traditions as Micronesians. This event will take place on November 4th, 2024, and will showcase a variety of traditional ceremonies, dances, and local food from our 4 islands. We have selected American Memorial Park as our venue to accommodate our growing diaspora and our local community. We envision this day to be one that allows customs only found in our island to be showcased for all to see, and for our respective state dignitaries and national government representatives to join us in this celebration. Esteemed members of the delegation, I stand before you not just as an individual, but as a voice for our Micronesian community here in the Sinamai. This inaugural FSM Independence Day celebration represents more than just a single event. It symbolizes our commitment to preserving our heritage, strengthening our community bonds, and sharing our rich culture with all who call this island home. By supporting this initiative, you will be investing in the cultural education of our youth, fostering greater understanding among our diverse populations, and helping to create a legacy that will resonate for generations to come. These celebrations has the potential to become a cornerstone event in the Sinamai cultural calendar, promoting tourism, local businesses, and intercultural dialogues. I urge you to consider the far-reaching impact of our support. Together, we can create a vibrant annual tradition that not only honors our past, but also shapes our future. Your endorsement will send a power message about the value of cultural diversity and the importance of preserving indigenous traditions in our modern world. Thank you for your time and consideration. I look forward working with you to make this vision a reality, ensuring that the flame of Micronesian culture burns brightly for years to come. Kalangan, Kulo, Kamangar, and Kiliso Chabur.
Thank you, Mr. On Cholamay. And if you wish to submit your written comments, please present it to our Sergeant at Arms. Thank you. The podium is still open if there's any members of the public are here that wishes to make comments. Having no more public comments, we now continue our order of business. And we are in item D, introduction of local bills. And at this time, the chair will recognize himself and officially introduce House Local Bill number 23-45 to allow for cannabis manufacturing and processing for conditional use within certain zoning district. Also, officially introducing to the delegation House Local Bill number 23-46 to allow for furniture stores for permitted use within certain zoning district, introduced by myself. With regards to and reference to House Local Bill 23-45 and House Local Bill 23-46, the chair will ask the floor leader to officially refer these two House Local Bills to the Standing Committee of Zoning. Moving along, I now recognize Representative Manny Castro.
Thank you, Chairman. Formally introducing House Local Bill 2356 to reappropriate $120,000 allotted under Saipan Local Law 20-26, Section 2R1 or L, specifically under Business Unit 7190D, introduced by myself and several others.
Thank you, Representative Castro. At this time, I recognize Representative Bijato.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Formally introducing to the delegation House Local Bill number 23-62 to appropriate $2,500,000 from revenues collected pursuant to Saipan Local Law 11-2 as amended and for other purposes, introduced by myself and several others. And I welcome any member from our delegation to join in this local bill. And without any objection from the members, I'm respectfully asking Mr. Chairman and the floor leader if we can place this on calendar today for action.
Thank you, members. With no objection, at this time, I recognize the floor leader for the proper motion for both appropriation bills.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Representative Acto. Today's bills, appropriation bills, require our collective action, and it is aligned with the overall mandates of this delegation. Therefore, I offer a motion to suspend Rule 7, Section 8, and other pertinent rules, such as the requirement of a committee report, in order to move forward with today's order of business and place these two appropriation bills on today's calendar for action. So moved.
There is a motion offered by a floor leader, and it has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Ready? All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, say nay. The motion carries. Both House Local Bill number 23-56 and House Local Bill number 23-62 are now placed in our bill calendar. Thank you, members. Moving along in our order of business, we are now on item E, introduction of local resolutions. There is none. We move down to item F, messages from the governor. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have one, Governor's Communication number 2348.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Discussion on messages from the governor. Recognize Representative BJ Ato.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On behalf of the chairman and the members of the delegation, I'd like to thank the administration for signing House Local Bill 23-47 S1 into Saipan Local Law 23-19. I know that there's some sections that were line item vetoed, and we will be appropriating those on a later date to address possibly some of the concerns that have been raised by our public comments this morning. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Representative Atto. Are there any other discussion on messages from the governor? Ready? Thank you, members. Moving along, we are now on item G, messages from the mayors of Saipan and the Northern Islands. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have four. Mayor's Communication number 2321 through 2324.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Discussion on messages from the mayor of Saipan and Northern Islands. Ready? Recognize Representative BJ Atto.
Thank you again, Mr. Chairman. Just want to extend our appreciation to the mayor of Saipan and the mayor of Northern Islands for their quick action in commenting on House Local Bill 23-62, as we know that a lot of the appropriated entities under Saipan local law, House Local Bill 23-62, will address more specifically the SHEFA program, so we can get the scholarship monies to our students and the HNP for our medical referral patients that are outside of the CNMI. So with that, I'd like to extend our appreciation again to the mayor of Saipan and the mayor of the Northern Islands. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Representative BJ Atto. Any further discussion on the messages from the mayor of Saipan and Northern Islands? Ready? Moving along, there happens to be none on item H, reports of and communication from heads of department and agency. We move down to item I, House Communications. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have 18 House Communication numbers 21-101 through 21-118.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Discussion on House Communications. Ready? Moving along, members, thank you. We are now on item J, Senate Communications. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have three Senate Communication numbers 23-23, 24, and 25.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Are there any discussion on Senate Communications? Ready? Thank you, members. We are now on item K, Delegation Matters. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, there's 10. We have Delegation Matters number 23-80 through 89.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Discussion on Delegation Matters. Ready? Thank you, members. We are now on item L, Miscellaneous Communications. Madam Clerk.
Mr. Chairman, there are 15. We have Miscellaneous Communications number 23115 through 23129.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Discussion on Miscellaneous Communications. Ready? Thank you, members. Moving along in our order of business, we are now on item M. There happens to be none on reports on standing committees, none on item N, reports of special and conference committees. There is none on item O, unfinished business, none on item P, resolution calendar. We are now on item Q, the bill calendar, and at this time, I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. I now offer a motion to suspend pertinent rules in order to act on today's bill calendar, and I offer a motion to pass House Local Bill number 2356 at this time. So moved.
There is a motion offered by our floor leader for the passage of House Local Bill number 23-56, and it has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Ready? Thank you, members. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Adda,
Yes.
Representative Faudan, Representative Atto,
Yes.
Senator Babalta,
Hungan.
Representative Benavente,
Good.
Representative Komatsu Angelo,
Yes.
Representative Komatsu Diego,
Yes.
Representative Komatsu Senti,
Yes.
Representative Castro,
Good.
Senator De Leon Guerrero,
Yes.
Representative Marisa Flores,
Yes.
Senator Magofnia,
Yes.
Representative Manglonia,
Yes.
Representative Omar,
Good.
Representative Villagomez,
I would.
Representative Yankamai.
Howard.
Mr. Chairman,
Hungan.
Mr. Chairman, all 17 members voted yes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. With all 17 members voting in the affirmative, House Local Bill number 23-56 hereby passes the delegation. Thank you, members. At this time, I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For final action on today's bill calendar, it is my privilege to offer a motion to pass House Local Bill 2362 to appropriate $2,500,000 from revenues collected pursuant to Saipan Local Law 11-2 as amended and for other purposes. So moved.
There is a motion offered by our floor leader for the passage of House Local Bill number 23-62, and it has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Recognize Senator Edith Guerrero.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I know we're taking a vote on this particular important legislation, but this particular worksheet was just passed out this morning, and I do have some questions regarding the collection of fees. And so, just for clarity, if anybody knows the answer to it, so that we could put it on record, the $4.9 million total fees collected, what is the as-of date of that?
As of October 2023,
As of October 2023
2%. Yes.
to present. Okay, so if you notice on the columns, for example, under Saipan, on number of machines paid, and it references the fiscal year months. If you look at October 2023, number of machines paid is 15. Total collected is 180. Are we interpreting the 180 as 180,000? Okay.
Yes, madam.
So if you look on November 2023, the number of machines paid is 81. Obviously, it went up. That's 972,000. But you move on to December, total machines paid 2, a difference of 79 machines. February 2024, the number's 34, a difference of 48 machines. April 2024, 16, a difference of 62 machines. June 2024, 15, a difference of 24 machines. And August 2024, a difference of 33 machines. And for every machine is 12,000, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so in adding up all of the differences, $2.9 million of funds. And I'm just seeking for clarification of the difference in machines being collected. We would think that for every month it would be consistent, but I'm wondering why the numbers have dropped tremendously. And it's very significant in terms of the value of collection. If anybody would,
The numbers of poker machines has been dropped tremendously over the past few years. And the reason why you see on different months, different numbers of machines, because these are the machines where they were permitted. That's the mark of the annual basis of payment. So when you see like 81 for November of 2023, that is their annual permit month to pay for the machines.
thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think just for purposes of clarification that in the future reporting of such chart, that it's good to reference that notation and also to maybe do a history of a prior year, just so we could track the trend of these poker machines that are going up online and are being licensed or permitted, so that we could track the revenue collections, because obviously what we're looking at today is pretty significant in terms of the difference in machines being collected on. So just to assist us members to read it correctly. And it goes off to the other municipalities as well. There's some areas where there's 0, so I guess we can assume that there's 0 machines being permitted. Or maybe went offline, nobody knows, because the report is, again, not much clarity there, but I do appreciate the report this morning. So thank you for the clarification.
Thank you, Senator Guerrero. Any further questions?
Maybe
For
not.
clarification,
Just further
Representative
clarification, no, I
Billy.
think it's a little bit different for the third senatorial district, Madam President, because Public Law 18-56 in the Casino Act actually embedded a section there that wouldn't allow any new licenses for the third senatorial district. So that's what we used to receive, but now it's at 2.5 that we're appropriating. What we used to appropriate in the delegation level was close to $6 million. Unfortunately, 1856 had a section there that prevented any new license to be added for the third senatorial district, and any license that went off grid cannot be put back on grid. So we've gone from a trend from like almost 900 machines down to like less than 300, like 300 some machines left. And as we know that the Saipan zoning law also obligated the businesses, the establishments for pokers to actually move to zoning areas. And for those that weren't able to find a zoning area, unfortunately, 1856 removed them from the actual business of poker. I mean, it's a good thing and also a bad thing, as we know that a lot of this money is actually going to the scholarship program. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, thank you. And Rep. BJ Ato is right that because of Public Law 18-56, any unrenewed machines moving forward will be out of the system. Recognize Senator Corina.
This is Mossy, Chairman. Just again, another clarification. So, and and the bill that we're proposing today, it's referencing Saipan Local Law 11-2, and I just want to make sure that I understand and the historical. So it was 11-2 at $2,000 for each poker machine, and then there's a subsequent amendment to it, and that's the Public Law 15-8. Is that changed it to 6,000 now?
No,
Recognize,
sorry,
Rep.
Mr. Chairman.
Bijato.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So Public Law 15-8 they made an amendment to the poker law itself. The before that, there was actually already the poker law. No? So 15-8 repealed and reenacted the poker law. 11-2 is a
11-2.
reflective. Saipan local law is a reflective to the previous public law that gave the $6,000 from 4,000 to 6,000. So 11-2 made it from 4,000 to 6,000 just for the third senatorial district.
Okay.
As you can see, the reference on under Tinian, you see Tinian local law 23-10.
Mhm.
It increased by 2,000. That's why you see the numbers for Tinian kind of doesn't look even,
Yes.
because in the last couple of months they've
They-
already increased their
Okay.
license by an additional $2,000.
Okay.
No.
Thank you, Repato. I appreciate the clarification. And then just so that I understand again, so if we look at, let's say under Saipan for November, are you saying that we have 81 machines permitted for the month of November, and then in December only 2 were permitted? Is that,
That's fairly accurate.
and this report is coming from where?
This is from Revenue and Tax,
For DRT, okay.
which are the entity that's handling the poker fees.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield.
Thank you, Senator. I recognize Representative Flores.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think for the record, any institution or agency submitting data like this that includes money that will be attached to certain bills, it should be at least addressed in the paper that they're submitting. Anybody can whip up something like this. And if it's going in for the record, then the entity that is responsible for this production or this document should at least sign off on it so that there's record. Because in any event, if there's going to be a discrepancy later, we know who to check. Right now, we don't even know. It's not even stamped. So at least for future reference, any document that will be a supporting document for any type of legislation as a communication, whether late or not, should be stamped and at least for the record should be signed by the entity producing such documentation. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield.
Thank you, Representative Flores. And in response, I'm getting, the chair is getting a signed certification of funds by the end of this day. I just spoke with Mr. June Oterio Palacios, who is handling all these certifications. Apparently, I requested since last week this certification of funds, but for the whole week, the staff of finance were under training. I ask you guys indulgence, but I will get that document where all those uh, staff that have to sign over on this certification of funds. Recognize Senator Edith Guerrero.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I wanted to pose this question, and we could get the answer later, but um, this revenue is so liquid, obviously. It's every year that we collect, and whenever the machine is permitted, and that's the reason why we need to see the data collection so we could monitor the trend of collections. But my question really today is if council could look into, futuristically speaking, if there's any restriction for us at the local delegation level to invest the monies that we are receiving so that we could generate some income based on this liquidity. We could easily tap into the market where we know when exactly to collect these monies so that we could buy some shares out there and grow this revenue so that we could fund future programs, in the future so that we don't have to be always waiting out for this annual fees to be collected at a certain time period. Then we do a marathon on legislation to fund certain programs. But if we have a portfolio that we invest in the market and generate some revenues, we could already know that we could take some icing off the cake and pretty much retain the principal investment so that we continuously grow this money to fund our programs that we need to do in the third senatorial district. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Guerrero. So noted. Recognize Senator Corina and then Representative Flores.
Thank you, Chairman. I just want to reiterate what Rep. Marissa has stated earlier. It's so important that we know where these documents are coming from. So if in the future, if we can have it on a letterhead, right, and signed by the entity who's producing the document, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
The chair will make sure that we send every member when the chair receives those documents. Representative Flores.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And again, since we're in this conversation of transparency and ensuring that the monies are appropriated, that you're appropriating, obviously, in this committee is up to date. I do have to state that there is some legislation that is sitting up in the upper house. I believe Rep. Denita Yanktamai has a piece of legislation there that would allow a read opportunity under the munis so that we can see live to date what the balances of certain business units are. And I think moving forward, if we're going to have this conversation, we should act on that bill so that as we prepare for the upcoming fiscal year, there is some safeguard in all of the concerns we're having today. So I urge floor leader who is here to maybe take a look at that and put that on calendar so that that could be attended to and we can act on that, because that read file for munis would also provide our due diligence over here in the lower house when we're appropriating for funds, so that this conversation doesn't need to happen at this level, but we all have access to it, so that there is some sort of transparency, and the bill's already there. So if the bill's pass, then it'll allow us all of this information to be transpired and for transparency and handed down to us, and we can have conversation on lifetime. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield.
Thank you, Rep. Marissa. So noted. Any further discussion? Recognize
Thank you, Chairman.
Senator
And yes,
Corina.
thank you for bringing that Rep. Flores. I will definitely take a look at it. And I would assume that it's sitting in the Fiscal Affairs Committee meeting, but I will reach out to the chairman and bring it to his attention. Also, I just want to let the members know here that during our budget hearing last week, I believe OMB was there, and I just found out that for certain accounts, they only get updated when a fund certification is requested. So a lot of the account, even if we have access to munis, if OMB has or finance hasn't performed a fund certification request, a lot of those accounts are, status quo, right? So it's not in real time. But I will bring that up to the chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Magofnia. Recognize Representative Flores for the last time.
Thank you, Senator McGuffin, and you are correct. However, we also need to take note that if we are given access to that read-only file, then there could be some scrutiny with the Secretary of Finance, because as we know, there are several revolving funds that have yet to be reconciled. And because of that, we don't know what is happening, right? So there has to be some level of transparency. But if the power of the purse is in the house, then we need to also do what we need to do to help each other, both in the upper house and the lower house. And this is just to keep transparency open, but to allow us the access that we need to make responsible decisions, including when we're appropriating money for the bigger budgets and for the smaller budgets that require our vote at the precinct level. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield.
Thank you, Representative Flores. Any further discussion on the motion for the passage of House Local Bill number 23-62? Ready? Recognize the speaker.
Just a quick question on page 4, line 7, 25,000 for OMB. What is that? What is the purpose for that?
Let me recognize the author of the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Speaker, for raising that question. Actually, the OMB had requested somewhere about $50,000. They used to have continuous training, and they were paying for a membership that continuously trained the Office of OMB. Unfortunately, in the last 2 fiscal years, those they were stripped with those funds. 2 or 3 fiscal years, they were stripped for those funds for the continuing training. So this is just to assist them in completing the training, at least for the membership that they've already paid for, to finalize the training process. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So clarified. Thank you. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Representative Villagomez. Any further for the passage of House Local Bill 23-62? Ready? Thank you, members. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Representative Fadda,
Yes.
Representative Faudan, Representative Fatta,
Yes.
Representative Babauta,
Good.
Representative Benavente,
Good.
Representative Komatsu Angelo,
Yes.
Representative Komatsu Diego,
Yes.
Representative Komatsu Vicente,
Yes.
Representative Castro,
Hunggan.
Senator De Leon Guerrero,
Yes.
Representative Flores,
Yes.
Senator Magofnia,
Hunggan.
Representative Manglonia,
Yes.
Representative Omar,
Hunggan.
Representative Villagomez,
I would.
Representative Yanktabay.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman,
Hunggan.
Mr. Chairman, all 17 members voted yes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. With all 70 members voting in the affirmative, House Local Bill 23-62 hereby passes the delegation. Thank you, member. That took care the bill calendar. We now move along to item R, miscellaneous business. Are there any miscellaneous business? Recognize Representative Bijato.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just want to thank the members for acting and voting in support of House Local Bill 23-62. I'm hopeful that we can transmit that to the administration so that those funds can be released to our scholarship recipients, and most especially to our members of the community that are getting treatment off island, so the HNP program can get some funds distributed directly to them and move forward, so we don't have to stress out over continuous phone calls to every single office here and the administration calling us to find funds to assist them in the health network program. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you, Representative Atto. Any further discussion on miscellaneous? Recognize Representative Castro.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, members, for your support on House Local Bill 2356. Although this appropriation is for Precinct 2, but a lot of the facilities and community spaces that this affects is accessible to everyone throughout the island. I also want to send out a shout out to the Kaipat and Blas family and the rest of the families in Lali 4 for participating in cleanup at San Isidro Beach Park. Thank you again. And I just wanted to send a message to community members who utilize the park. Please keep in mind that no matter how many trash containers and bins, trash trailers we provide, at the end of the day, we all need to take a significant role in reducing litter. So please take the trash with you if you see that it's full bring it with you. But at the same time, the appropriations that we're making here today is also for Parks and Rec to improve its services in Precinct 2, and as well as DOC, the DOC outreach program, the substance abuse program, and youth affairs. So thank you again, members, for supporting this appropriation, which will benefit the community directly. Susmasi.
Thank you, Rep. Castro. Are there any further discussion on miscellaneous? Ready? We move down to the next order of business, item S, announcement. Are there any announcements?
Ready?
No announcements. Thank you, members. We are now on our last item, item T, adjournment, and at this time I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. I offer a motion to adjourn today's today's session subject to the call of the chair.
There is a motion offered by floor leader for adjournment, and it has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Ready? All those in favor, please say aye. All opposed, say nay. Thank you, members. The ayes have it, and we are now adjourned.